Hello, everybody. This is Geer. I will be your teacher for the Maymester course, EDAD 635, which is School Personnel Management. The purpose of this video is really twofold. First, to give you a little bit of insight into who I am, since we have not had a chance to be in class together yet. So let me start off by going through that and my background a bit so you get to know who I am. And then the second part, I'll go through some things around the course so that you can get started on your work. Um, this is my fifth year at Coastal Carolina. Um, I came in at the beginning of the Masters of Ed Leadership program after 30 years in public education in upstate New York. There I had been a social studies teacher. Over time I became an administrator that held really a pretty traditional career path of an assistant principal, dean of students, house principal, and then later principal of a middle school, and then a superintendent of schools. I was superintendent for 8 years, and during that time acted within the parameters of really being the district's human resources director. It was a small district. We had about 1,250 students, so you might imagine that the superintendent in that type of situation wears lots of different hats. During my career as an educator, I also was, um, uh, as I said, a social studies teacher. I attended Syracuse University and got my master's degree in economics, so I spent several years as an economics teacher in high school. I also have experience in all grade levels. I've taught everything from nursery school through seniors in high school as in some form or capacity. I also coached uh, during my years as a teacher. I coached both football and wrestling. I was a collegiate lacrosse official and also coached track. While I've been here at Coastal, I have also been the men's uh, lacrosse club coach for 3 years. I'm not doing that any right now. Um, Let me tell you a little bit about my personal life. We live down in Surfside Beach. We spend some time enjoying, obviously, the great life that the low country can provide. And I'm here with my wife, and my 91-year-old father-in-law lives with us. Actually, my son Colin is a senior in a physical therapy curriculum up at Ithaca College, and will be traveling up there for his graduation, which is a week from this Sunday. Then he has a couple more years of work in that curriculum and will hopefully graduate as a doctor of physical therapy. With that being said, let me give you a little bit of background about the course, and then you can get started. I sent to you earlier through Dr. Coleman the course syllabus. I would suggest that you use that as really a go-to document. As you know, we will be using Ronald Rebor's book. It's the 9th edition. There has been a 10th edition, but after examining it, I didn't think the changes were substantial enough to adopt this new edition. The course really, the course's framework really is Rebor's book. What you will have is a series of PowerPoint lectures, that is a voiceover PowerPoint, that really move you through Rebor's book. And through those lectures, I will sprinkle in, many facets of my experience as an educational leader. As you open up course content folders, you may find some additional activities beyond the lecture. In those course content folders, you will find two PowerPoints. One has no sound. That's basically the PowerPoint. My suggestion is to print those off, and then you can use those as an outline for taking notes when I am giving you the oral lecture. There may be some other items in those folders as well. There are instructions that should guide you step by step through each of the various folders and lessons. This is a 4-week course, as you know, and it's a pretty intense format. One of the things that I would suggest to you is that you've got to stay on top of the assignments. That means that you almost have to work every day between now and the end of the course. One of the things I'd ask you to be very, very aware of is what are the due dates. I have sent to you in an email a link to a Google Calendar, which will give you all of the due dates and lays the course format out week by week. In it, you'll find where you should be in terms of your reading, the course content folders, and various assignments that are with a due date, which is in red on the course, on the assignment tab. In the Google Calendar, you'll find everything is laid out, and I hope you find it a useful tool. There are several different types of assignments in the course. There are discussions where you will click on the discussion tab in Blackboard, and what you will do is respond to a prompt from the various chapters. Use a learned source, that is, use your textbook or web pages or other areas of research to solidify your thinking as you put together your discussion answer. One of the things you're required to do is to provide a citation in each of these discussions, and down at the bottom of your post, put an APA formatted citation for the reference that you use. You will be required to respond to 2 classmates' posts. When I ask you to respond, this is not to be a love fest and tell everybody how great you think that their response is, but rather be a critical friend, ask some critical questions, and add some thinking to these strands of thought that are coming through the discussion questions. These are important learning tools in an online course. There are 3 field experiences that you will do. Keep in mind that you need 75 hours of field experiences before you go on your internship. You may count the hours that you use to address these field experiences in this course as part of those 75 hours. Make sure that you document them on the spreadsheet that you were sent when you enrolled in the degree program. I would suggest with these field experiences that you not respond to them until about 2 weeks or more into the course. One of the things that you're going to be required to do is to come up with your response and then sit with a school leader and get their response to the question, and also ask them to critique what you have posed as your response to the field experience. Do all of these assignments, the 3 of them, first before you go to your administrator. Keep in mind that they will be very busy, as you will be, and I realize that with the end of school coming. So you're going to need to ratchet this some time out with them. If you are, if there's more than one of you in a school, try to get together with each other and do these field experiences with your principal or assistant principal at the same time, so that you're not eating up a lot of their valuable time at the end of this school year. When you get done with those field experiences, one of the things that I require you to do is to contact one of your classmates through video technology, what we're using here right now, and that's one of the reasons why you're required to have a webcam for this course, and to learn to use it. Because in the future, what you see here with me communicating with you is going to be used more and more in school personnel management. And you're going to have an opportunity to explore that a bit in this course. So going back to the requirement is once you do your field experiences and have interviewed your administrator regarding the responses, you're to contact one of your classmates through Skype. So if you do not have a Skype account at this point, go on the web and create one. It's free, and will give you an opportunity to interact not only with your classmates, but I would also ask you during the course to use it to contact me, since I can get to know you a little bit through that medium, and we can have some discussions on what your learning is. So use that as a tool if you have any questions, concerns, and please feel free to contact me using that medium during the course of this EDAD 635 course period. Let me also discuss an assignment which will be coming up. It is due Friday, May 16th, which is about a week away. And that assignment is for you to write a cover letter and put together a resume for yourself. And this is aimed at you to secure an administrative position. So when you're writing this resume and cover letter, do it from that perspective, that you're trying to get a job as an assistant principal or a principal. That means that you need to emphasize your leadership experiences and capacity. As I mentioned, this is due next Friday, May 16th. So take a few minutes. You might want to open up that assignment folder in the assignment tabs over on the left side of Blackboard to take a look at that. You may want to get to work on that as soon as possible. One last assignment will also involve your webcam and the use of YouTube. And if you haven't used it, it's really pretty simple. So don't let that intimidate you. One of the things that I think is some unexplored territory in the realm of professional development is the use of these types of tools. And as we move through this, you may see some of the utility of this type of activity. By that meaning, we will be able to explore a litany of different subjects, which I will have to you probably early next week. And what you will do is create a professional development that's about 2 to 3, 4 minutes long through the YouTube video medium. So one of the things you're going to do with that is you will have a topic, you'll write a script for that video professional development, and once that is approved by me, then what you can do is then record that on YouTube, and then what we're going to do is have you view each other's video. Hopefully your classmates don't have a face like mine made for radio. Anyways, that was a joke. One of the things about this course is don't hesitate to hand your work in as you get it done. You don't have to, you can work along at your own pace. That's one of the advantages, I think, of this type of format, and you can send your work in. Now, one of the things that is my philosophy, I'm kind of an outcomes-based professor, and probably if you've talked with any of the folks in the program, one of the things that I allow you to do is to resubmit work that may have some room for improvement. What I will do is I will critique your work. I will critique your use of the written language, and you have opportunities to resubmit that if you so choose to get a better grade. So really, your grade is a function really of how hard you want to work at the course. And what I have found is that most students really take advantage of that to learn more about the subject, and also to learn to write more in a more effective and efficient way, which is a key communication device for educational leaders. I don't know about you, but I've been writing for a long time and I'm still learning how to do it well. In terms of assessment, there are two tests in the class. There'll be one at the midterm. It's on the calendar. You'll get it, I think it's on a Thursday night, and you'll have until the following Tuesday to get the essay done. It's going to be um, totally essay in a memo form to the superintendent. So be prepared for that. The second test is a final exam. It basically is on material from throughout the course. It's 25 multiple choice questions on the last day of the course. So it's, I don't believe, it's super hard test. But if you keep working your way through the material in a judicious way, you shouldn't have much trouble with the exam. One of the things that I wanted to remind you is, and some folks in the past have gotten caught by this, and I know it might sound a little ridiculous, but remember that 12 o'clock midnight is the beginning of the day and not the end of the day. So in other words, if I say that the test is available at 12 midnight of May 5th, it's midnight of May 5th, not midnight of May 6th. And some people have made that mistake, thinking midnight is the end of the day. Let me speak a little bit about how the course is set up in terms of the lecture. As I mentioned, a lot of this will follow Rebor's book, and they are in the content folder. So you open up the content folder, for instance, Unit 1 will be, and it will say Unit 1, Chapter 1. So there are 2 PowerPoints in there for each chapter. One has no sound with it. It is it's a PowerPoint for you, which emulates what you will hear on the lecture, and you can print those off ahead of time and use them to take notes. In terms of the first lecture, what I want you to do is skip through the first 7 minutes and 20 seconds of that lecture. It's old material from a previous class, basically setting up the class. So down at the bottom of the YouTube video, you'll have a slider, a timer slider. You can just slide it over to 7:20, and that's where the course begins. As I mentioned to you previously, you have the syllabus in your hand. It is also in several spots in the course. You'll be able to see it on the course management tabs to the left. On Blackboard, there's one that's marked syllabus, and it's in there. I have sent you the calendar. There's also a link to that in that course management side of Blackboard. In terms of contacting me, I'll be online generally every day at various times, and you can tell if I'm online through Blackboard. You can email me. You can Skype. I did give you my cell phone. I would ask you to only use that in case of a dire emergency. Other than that, let's communicate through Skype or through email. One of the things I would ask you to do is sometime over the course of the next week or so, call me up on Skype when you see me online, and I'd like to talk to you and hear about your reasons for being in the educational leadership program and what some of your goals are, since we haven't had a chance to have each to be in class together. So I'd like to get to know you as well. If you're having any issues technically, one of the things I'd suggest is I've tried to make this as simple as possible. I've put the lectures up on YouTube. That seems to cut down on any link problems. So I think you'll be okay. If you have any problems with any of the links going dead, let me know about that so that I can go in and explore whatever the problem is. I've tried to go through everything. I will go through it again, make sure everything is cleaned up, organized, and ready to go. The online environment's a little bit different, as you might know. And one of the things I'd suggest to you, if you've never had an online course, one of the things you really need to do is to read things carefully. Um, Instead of getting verbal instructions, a lot of times what it is, it's all written. And if you don't read them carefully, sometimes it causes unneeded stress for you. So make sure you read things carefully, and if you have any questions, you can always contact a classmate, or as a last resort, if you really don't get it, email me, and I'll let you know what's going on if there's any confusion. One of the things I wanted to tell you about is next Thursday I'm traveling up to New York. As I mentioned, my son's graduating from college. He's graduating from Ithaca College, and obviously my wife and I are headed up there for his commencement. I will be in upstate New York. We do have the blessing of having a lake home up there, so I basically deal with this course online, and that's an obvious advantage. I can be anywhere to work with you on this course. So one of the things I really need to stress to you is make sure you stay on task. Make sure that you're working at this, because it's a good amount of work to get through this course, and it's important that you do work through it, because this is a very important piece of your education as an educational leader, because we are a personnel-driven organization. So about 70% of our budgets or more are wrapped up in personnel. Great teachers either make us or break us. Well, I should say that a little differently. Good teachers make us, and poor teachers break us as schools. And one of the main things that we do as school personnel managers is to hire people. So I'm going to give you the ultimate outcome, learning outcome of this class right now. And that is the most important work that you will do as an educational leader is who you hire. That hiring process is so important, because who you bring in as the teachers, as the aides, as the cafeteria people, as the custodians, they are a huge piece in each of them as individuals contributing to the whole, which is called school culture. So it's very important that you get the best people that you possibly can. And we'll talk about that more in the future. So with that being said, we're about 23 minutes into an introduction, but hopefully I've given you some information that you'll find useful in terms of the course, how it's organized, and I will be at your beck and call as best I can. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm here to help you, and I'll do my best as I can. Use the email through your Blackboard account, your Coastal account, and we'll get to work.